Would you say Victor Hovland wouldn't be able to do this? Is that what you're saying?
So today's golf lesson is with PGA Tour winner and Tour pro Greg Chalmers. This was filmed in Florida when I first got to meet Greg for the first time. We do a podcast together with Lou Stagner, and we used two bits of technology together that, as my knowledge, has never been used before to show how we could change how a player, this is a world-class player, swings the club by using gravity to help us. The combination of the Zen swing stage and the swing catalyst dual force plates and Dr. Scott Lynn's knowledge here is unbelievably clever and smart and interesting, and shows where lessons hopefully can go in the future. You're going to enjoy this. Is there anything that would be in your mind being fixed, Greg, with this club?
I just want to see my iron play improve in general, meaning...
Yeah. But there's nothing specific you would say, can you tell me why that happens?
Is the right miss still a thing?
So that...
Yeah.
Yes, right miss the thing. So...
Is the right miss an overturn or is it a pull?
Overturn.
Yeah.
Overturn.
Okay.
I think one of the things we talked about was that lead knee position.
Yeah.
So when that gets going this way, now you got to get it going back, and that's when you got to start going this way, which I think drops the club to the inside a little too much.
So Greg can get his path coming a bit too much inside, so up to 5 degrees, which is fine, you can play with that, but as he overturns some shots, he feels safer swinging straighter. When he swings straighter, to maybe even slightly out twin, he hits a little fade, which he quite likes. So when we look at his horizontal force, so think about moving this way and this way, it's quite high, where we want more of this force going on, so more torque value. So getting him to feel that he's moving this way to hit the ball rather than this way is where the challenge is going to be.
So in the past, that is, like I've been generating that move that you've talked to get the hip turn, but I don't need to do that.
No.
So years ago, I used to be, I didn't lift the heel. I only started doing that in an effort because I was getting older to get more out of that.
Yeah.
But I can do a decent hip turn without necessarily having to go like this.
Right.
And as it turns out, I go like that, but I don't know that I turn that much different or better anyway.
No,
Right. Right, here we go. Okay.
All right, let's just put our basic setup on here so we can see what you're doing. I mean, so the first time we got on here, you had tons of horizontal force.
Yeah.
So that's this one right here.
Yeah.
So that's you pushing kind of with your trail side away from the target.
Yes.
Going towards. But you also had a massive pressure shift. You were like 90% into your trail side.
Yes, I
previously.
was.
Yeah. So now it's only 78, which I think is good. But I still would like to see this come down a little bit, because generally this big horizontal force is what creates more of an in-to-out path.
Okay, so explain that to me, because I don't understand what I'm looking at here on the right,
Okay.
because I'm a Gumby.
Yeah,
so basically, what are you saying? Tell me what you mean by you want to see a change in that. You want to see less in the pressure in the trail side?
Not pressure. I think the pressure is fine. It's less, because that last one you said you felt you had a good push off the trail side.
A little bit.
And you had a ton. Like that's well into the tour average, and this is the tour average with driver. So you're having a lot of trail side push to create that. Not a lot of this rotational force. And so I think the whole thing with the inside out path and the overhooks or block misses just come from a little too much of this and not enough of this. So we got to teach you to create more
Shearing.
rotational forces.
And that would explain why, like I sent a video to my coach 2 days ago, and the hips, like nowhere near open enough, right? So, and that's how I feel. I feel like I am, I have to have perfect club face control through the ball, basically, because I'm not turning.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And then I think that, so when you get pushing too lateral and the arms drop in here, now there's a lot of timing of club face. So if you don't time it, you block it. If you hook it, and if you get it perfect, good shot.
Okay.
Whereas if you get more rotational through it, then the hands can probably be a little quieter. Let's just see what the, 5-2 inside out. That's 5 inside out, 5 inside out. Okay, the first one was actually 3. So, I mean, 5 inside out is a lot of path.
Yeah. You're going to have to turn that.
Right. And so
with a 7 iron.
Yeah. Okay, they're timed well. So this is your lead foot right here.
Yep.
And how much it is pushing towards the golf ball.
Yep.
Because the more it pushes towards the golf ball, the more this hip clears back.
Yep.
And this is your trail side and how much it's pulling back away from the golf ball.
Yep.
The more you pull back away from the golf ball with this foot, the more the trail hip shoves towards the golf ball.
Right.
And so you can see you have 19% of your body weight in trail foot force.
Yep.
So that means there's a 19% force shoving your trail hip towards the ball.
Yep.
And you have 24 out of the lead side shoving your lead hip away from the ball. And so the difference between these is 5%. That gives you a 5% force getting your pelvis moving back away from the ball to give you space for your hands and arms. Not a lot.
Right.
Last Monday we had Victor Hovland in here, and he was 42 and 21. So he has a 21% force shoving his pelvis away and creating space.
Next time he comes in, what I want you to say, hey, last week we had Greg Chalmers in. Can we work towards that?
Yeah. Okay, so now give me like, get in posture. Give me like a backswing move with your lower body. Okay, now give me
my old?
What's that?
My old one, or what we're trying to get there?
Whatever you want to do.
We're trying to get there more, yep.
Okay, there. Now give me a downswing move with your lower body.
Oh!
So see how easy it is for me to pull you over?
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
Oh.
So don't let me pull you. So clear that hip, get going through it. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
I shouldn't be able to pull you over. Like Victor Hovland is a much smaller human than you, and I was like reefing on this thing, and he was like pulling me over.
Yeah, so he might be better at this than me. That way.
Yeah, good.
Oh, wow.
But keep going. Keep turning. There you go.
Oh,
good. It's a good athlete. I pulled way harder that time than the first time, and I didn't knock you over.
Pause right there. Good athlete. Mark, did you get that? You got that. Oh, that's
Good.
interesting.
There you go.
Oh, that's... So, yeah, I can't... If I go that way...
Oh, you got no chance. I could pull you over easily.
Yeah.
And it takes
Right.
you time then to get that foot back.
Yeah.
Or the knee back to where you can push. There you go.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, well, that's interesting.
Somewhat smoother. See how this has got all these little blips in it?
Yeah.
So that kind of tells me that that's probably good for you. See how smooth these are now?
Yeah.
And look at the horizontal force came down out of the tour average.
The path.
And the path went to 1.4.
Did you think about changing club path then?
No, not at all. And the interesting to me, it felt like post impact I was exiting around way more.
Yeah.
Right, rather than
And you did it by pushing rather than by
changing.
than trying to just whip
Okay,
it.
mate.
And I think that's where like I used to see people with that would try to do this with pressure only, and they would get here and they'd get in their heel, like get in your heel, and they're like, and then it's like over here in white peak where you got to like push so hard that you end up in your heel.
That was it. The thing I was focused on okay, let's not go that way.
Yeah.
Right. Let's just turn the hips, but keep that relatively like towards the ball.
Yeah.
And then just feel push out of that lead foot. Oh, that's interesting.
That's nice.
Yeah. Not even close.
Yeah.
Roll over that front foot.
You do finish quite roll over.
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
And that went back to 4 path, so that feeling was not a good one, whatever it was. Can we put the stage downhill live for him?
So we've moved the stage now. The Zen stage you'll see is he's hitting off a downhill lie, basically ball below his feet.
I'll come down and get the balls, Mark. You don't have to get them for me. Don't worry about it.
Used to someone feeding them in.
I'm used to people doing things for me.
What's great about the system we're on dual force plate, so we can look at both feet and see how the balance and how he's pushing this way and this way is actually working. And what we see with Greg is it's actually quite even. Where Scott says when he looks at like Victor Hovland, players who are better at maybe creating more torque, they're creating lots more out of that lead foot. So trying to basically load that lead foot to get out of it is where we might shift the needle with Greg. So the one shot has absolutely moved the needle in him pushing towards where gravity is basically pushing.
Yeah, 31 and 16. Like I've never seen, and look at the horizontals come down. So like, to me, this is a great drill.
Right.
So the sloping lie is just
now,
made you.
That's awesome.
Now the question
I wasn't really trying to do much.
No, I know. The question is, if he hits 5 to 10 and then we flatten it again, does it stay?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know the answer to that.
Oh, it just wants to go straight or left. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
Totally different ball flight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that.
33 and 17. So it's 31 now. It's 33.
So I'm becoming more.
The other one's come down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm becoming more rotational.
Yeah.
Rather than.
And out of the lead side too, which is what we want.
The timing of it, all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Would you say Victor Hovland wouldn't be able to do this? Is that what you're saying? Oh, can we?
The ball flight you want, isn't it?
Like about 1 million of those.
So you just got to figure out where the slopes are on the fairways and drive it there.
It's interesting. It's definitely coming. It's going to come down to my ability to feel that pressure.
Yeah.
How'd I do? Not quite as good.
Not quite as good.
Yeah.
27, 22.
So you regressed.
And that went back up to your normal, and this went back to 3.7. Yeah.
Wait, let me give me a.
More there, and then we'll.
Oh, that was inside. I can feel the difference massively. Like I feel more that way rather than that way.
Yeah.
What the green stage is doing is it's making you feel extreme. It's extreme.
Yeah.
So again, like my point earlier, when we put you on the flat, you just don't feel extreme.
Right,
you need
right.
to feel way more extreme
Right.
on the flat. We're forcing extreme onto you.
I just hit a little frozen rope out there while you guys were chatting.
I know, I saw that.
Did you hit that or did the swing stage hit that?
I've only met Mark for like an hour and a half, and I already want to put him on the plane home.
So it was a great lesson with Greg. Great to meet Greg. Great watching him learn, watching him hit shots. He's a world-class ball striker. But watching those technologies together to show how we could move the needle with someone who struggles to move the needle with something they've not really practiced that much, how they push in the ground, was eye-opening. Now, if you want to find out how to move your needle with some ground reaction forces and strike the ball a little bit better, this video's got all the information you're going to need.